I'm Juan Francisco, and I'm a psychic medium. I'm here with you to explore your intuition, the supernatural, and self-empowerment. This is Third Eyesight. Today, I want to start by telling a story. Something I experienced that is going to speak directly to today's topic. Some years ago, I was going through a breakup, and I really struggled with letting go of this person in the process of the breakup, which took maybe a couple days. And I had asked Spirit, please give me a sign. Give me a sign. I asked Spirit, if you want me to leave, if you want me to let go of this person, show me strawberries. If you want me to stay with this person, show me blueberries. And I saw this big billboard in my neighborhood that I had never noticed before. Big billboard with a huge image of blueberries. I thought, okay, I'm going to stay with him. I forget if it was that night or the night after. I had a phone call with that boyfriend. And I said, I really want to work this out. I want to change, etc., etc. And he said he had already decided that this was done. And I was surprised, I was devastated, and it was hard for me to get over him. So, what about the blueberries? What about the blueberries? One could say, well, maybe Spirit was wrong. But is Spirit ever wrong? Maybe I asked for too much. Maybe I looked into was overthinking the blueberries I saw on the billboard. So many things that people could say. But I'm going to tell you this. I think I was supposed to get blueberries on that jumbo billboard. And I was supposed to go back to him and say, I want to stay. Because looking back, my decision to try and stay in that relationship and then being told no, getting rejected, taught me a lot about myself, taught me a lot about relationship, how to be in a relationship. You see, I was in a romantic relationship in which I was trying to change somebody. I won't go into detail, but I was trying to change him. I was not very mature in some ways in that relationship. And so here I am, then trying to change myself when push comes to shove and we're about to break up. And saying that I'll change, I'll be the one to change. And he was like, no, I'm tired of being made to feel like I need to change for you. I needed to experience that disappointment. I needed to experience that rejection. Because it was through that rejection that I learned, I am never, ever trying to change someone ever again. Because number one, it's just not right. It's not kind. And number two, however someone else is, that needs to be accepted in a relationship if I'm going to relate to somebody romantically. So it took me going back and saying, I want this to work, I'll change, then being told by that person, no, I'm not staying. It took that for me to really learn a valuable life lesson about romantic relationships. And I think that's the reason I saw blueberries. Why Spirit sent me blueberries. Now, was it mean for Spirit to do that? I don't think so. Spirit knows when we have lessons to learn, when it's the right time for us to learn those lessons. And I learned my lesson, and I'm so grateful for it. Does it still hurt? Yeah, it still hurts. It hurts to remember that pain I felt. That's what hurts. But I'm so glad that I learned my lesson. And it makes me a better boyfriend today, a better partner today. And I'm so proud of that. I'm a better functioning boyfriend today because of that experience. And I'm grateful for where I am today. I love where I am today. This episode, I really want to delve into the reasons you're not getting signs from spirit, or the reasons you may be getting them. Because there's that funny saying on social media, I want a signier sign. Or I've had people tell me, Juan, I don't get signs. I don't ever receive them, and I really want them. So I want to further introduce this episode with the question that people tend to pose: why am I not getting signs? Why is spirit being quiet right now? So let's talk about it. There are two reasons off the top of my head that I can think of as to why you are not noticing or seeing signs. Number one is, we're going to turn it on ourselves for a moment, okay? Be patient with me. I'm going to try and be gentle. When we are in the thick of something, when we are struggling with something, or when we are stressed about something, we can get so invested in how we're feeling and in our mental state about that thing that it's hard for us to notice other things. It's hard for us to be open to seeing what else is going on around us. It's like when we're in a very difficult situation, our focus may be on ourselves or the people involved, and anyone else is not on our radar because we're just so focused on this one situation that is upsetting us or stressing us out. There was I think it was a podcast episode, someone else's podcast, where they were talking about a game or an exercise that they were put through where they were told, okay, look at this image and look for the three. I'm going to make something up. Look for three things that are the color blue. Okay, what were the things that were the color blue? Boom, boom, boom. Did you notice the thing that was yellow? And this person couldn't remember anything yellow in the photo because they didn't notice it. When we're really focused on something, it's hard for us to pick up on other things that are happening around that something. So it's possible you're not seeing or noticing signs from spirit because you are so invested emotionally or mentally in something right now. And that's okay. That's only human. But once we are aware that that's possibly happening, then we could be more mindful, more conscientiously noticing the signs, deciding to notice the signs, even while we're in the midst of that situation. So that's one reason you may not be seeing signs, or you feel like it's quiet right now from spirit. Another reason that you may not be seeing signs is that you're just not meant to right now. And that really stinks to say out loud to you. But it could be you're just not meant to be seeing signs from spirit right now, because this is your time to grow. When I look back at points in my life when I felt like I was not receiving signs, those were the points in my life when I feel like I was being pushed to trust myself. Because if we're always relying on signs from spirit, if we're always relying on signals from the universe, what inner compass do we have to work with? Not very much, right? We're not depending so much on our inner compass. And if we believe that we are a soul in a body, that means we are spirit in physical form ourselves, which is kind of freaking cool. We are part of spirit. We are spirit too. So are we just going to trust the part of us that is outside of us? The cardinals, the times on the clock, the angel numbers, those are great. But are we only going to rely on those for validation? When are we going to look inside in ourselves? The intuition that's housed in that soul that we have, and listen to that part of us. So I think sometimes spirit will be seemingly quiet to us because they're encouraging us to trust our intuition. And that's scary for a lot of us, especially for a lot of us people pleasers out there, including myself, people who really value other people's opinions to make a decision. Trusting our own intuition can be a scary thing, but it's just the thing that we need to grow as a human, to grow as a person, to live a happier life. So perhaps you're not seeing signs from spirit right now because you are meant to trust yourself, to learn how to trust yourself right now. Because if you see yourself as a safe haven, if you think, okay, I'm supposed to trust myself right now, I need to remind myself that I keep myself safe, that I can trust, that I can make the right decision for myself. That is so powerful. So powerful. And perhaps spirit is encouraging you to do just that. You're meant to be growing. You're always growing. Growth never stops. But there are points in our life when maybe growth experiences a spurt, a growth spurt that we really need. So again, when I look back to points in my life when I felt like I wasn't getting signs from spirit, this happened just a couple months ago, actually. I've said on this podcast recently that the months of September or October to January, February felt very sign-less to me. I didn't feel the connection as much. And if I'm being very honest, y'all, I'm going to be really, really honest, and I'm a little nervous about it. I'm still feeling some of that. I'm still feeling like I'm figuring out or I'm reworking my connection with spirit. When I do a mediumship reading, I feel it. When I'm in mediumship practice circle, I feel it. But I used to feel it every day, all the time, and now I don't feel it as much. And I'm trying not to be upset about it. I'm trying not to be annoyed. It's a little annoying. I'm just reminding myself, no, they're there, but I think I'm just meant to experience a very human journey, a very human part of my journey right now. And boy, oh boy, am I. I think it's all happened for a reason. This started happening, this feeling that I just described, in the fall. And in the winter time, I had a new life experience that has continued to this day, that has really forced me to confront Juan's traumas, Juan's hangups, Juan's insecurities, things of the human Juan that I really want to work through. And I don't think there's no mistake in the fact that I was starting to feel less connected to my spirituality over the last few months, right before this new life experience came on my radar. So everything happens for a reason. And I'm at this point now at which I'm trying to not be so resistant to this experience. I'm just embracing that, okay, this is a moment for me to be in my humanness and maybe not be as... It just felt like magical before. I felt like I was magically connected to spirit all the time. I don't feel it as much anymore. And it also could be that I started getting used to it because it just became so normal. That's possible. A lot of mediums say that happens to them. But it doesn't feel great. And I felt kind of lost. And sometimes I do feel a little lost. But then I remind myself that I'm meant to feel this way for a reason. And spirit is there no matter what. They're there no matter what. Our human minds will try to figure things out, put things in boxes, and I'm deciding, you know what, this doesn't feel comfortable to me right now, but what I do know is human Juan is growing exponentially. Exponentially. And I'm going to be patient with Juan because Juan's going through a lot right now. The growth I've been experiencing as a human being, it's undoing years and years of insecurities and traumas. So if you're not experiencing signs from spirit, it could be that you're just in a new era of growth, and that is a beautiful thing. And rather than being resistant to it, because the more we're resistant to this experience, it's going to feel even more difficult for us. So rather than being resistant to it, leaning into it and asking yourself, okay, what do I have to learn here? What can I learn here? And how can I be kind and gentle to myself in the process? with all that said, I'm going to tell you how to ask for signs from your loved ones and then letting it go. Because that's really, in my opinion, the magic of asking for signs is we can ask for signs all we want. We have the freedom, the right to do that. And I think Spirit wants us to do that. But then once we ask for the sign, we let go of the result. Because if I ask for a pink elephant from Spirit, and I really expect to see a big ass pink elephant on the streets of New York, that's asking for a lot. It's a little unrealistic. Okay, Spirit can do wonders, but that is a little much, right? But if I see a pink elephant on an advertisement, I could embrace that as a sign from Spirit. If I tell myself, well, yeah, it's on an advertisement printed, but it's not actually a real pink elephant here on the streets of New York, I'm closing myself off, not being open. So when you ask for a sign from Spirit, ask for something specific. I don't care if you say kangaroos, if you say paper clips, if you say you want to see a fedora hat, ask for a sign. Maybe it's a feeling. Maybe ask Spirit, hey, I want to feel chills down my back to know that you're around me. I want to feel a warmth on my face to know that you're around me. Ask for the sign that you want. Then let go. Surrender. Surrender. Okay? Because if you ask for a paperclip from Spirit, sure, maybe you'll find a paperclip somewhere really, really bizarre. That's cool. But maybe the paperclip comes up in another form. I'm thinking about the Microsoft paperclip dude with the eyes on the old Microsoft computers. I don't know why that just popped up, but maybe you see him somewhere out and about, printed somewhere on a paper. I don't know. It's unusual because people don't see that anymore. That little paperclip dude is not really a thing anymore from what I remember, from what I know. Maybe it's, you see, maybe what you're thinking of is those traditional silver paper clips, like paperclip Microsoft dude, right? That kind of paperclip. Maybe you're somewhere and maybe you're at school and someone at school has a paperclip on a pack of papers that has a big flower on it. It's not a traditional paperclip. I'm going down a rabbit hole, a paperclip rabbit hole, but I think you get the picture. Ask for what you want and then be open to how Spirit shows you that sign. Another example is, let's say that you, I'm going to steal this from Haley B. Haley B, if you're listening, from Opening the Door podcast and her podcast with Anthony Lights. Hello, holla at you. Haley B just shared this on an episode she had with Anthony Lights. Where she had asked for strawberries, blue, and I actually told her long ago that the strawberry blueberry thing, that I got that from her. I don't know if I told her on this podcast or directly, but I think she knows that I got that from her. So she had asked for strawberries, blueberries, and she had seen I think it was ceramics with strawberries and blueberries painted on them, one on each ceramic plate or bowl or something like that. That's a great example of, someone here asking for fruits as signs, and the fruits show up on objects, not the actual fruits themselves. So be open to how these signs show up, okay? Surrender. Ask for your sign from Spirit or your loved ones or your guides. Ask for something specific and then let it go, because if you get really stuck on a very literal manifestation of the sign you're asking for, you're not leaving room for other types of manifestations. Spirit works hard to bring us signs or to direct our attention towards the signs we're asking for. It takes a lot of energy to do that. So you want to be open to how Spirit shows up and tries their very best to manifest our sign for us. And in the process also, just don't be hard on yourself. Please don't be hard on yourself. Just because Spirit is not giving you a sign exactly how you expected it, or not giving you a sign at all, or you're not noticing a sign at all, doesn't mean that they're not listening. I can't tell you the times that in a reading for somebody, I've told them, Spirit is listening to your prayers. You may not feel like they are, but they are listening. Because Spirit in a mediumship reading will bring up something that the client has prayed about or talked about. So Spirit is listening, but sometimes they're not manifesting themselves for a period of time because it's them asking us to grow. It's like when you teach a child to walk, a baby, a toddler to walk. After a while, after many trips and falls and helping them get back up again, they're going to get themselves back up again, and we have to let them walk across the room. Spirit is letting you walk across the room on your own at this time. But Spirit's still in the room. Spirit is still there. So don't lose hope. Don't lose that faith. I hope this episode is encouraging for you. And just know that even I, a psychic medium, I'm no better than anyone else. My journey is not better than anyone else's. I experience my moments of doubt. I experience my phases of quiet from Spirit. And it's okay. It's okay. I don't think it's something that mediums often talk about, at least in my experience following mediums, because maybe it's a little uncomfortable, because then it makes us seem like if we were to talk about it as so much, it would make us seem unreliable as mediums. Because, oh, you're a medium and you get your phases of doubt or quiet? It's so normal. It's only human. We are just human at the end of the day. So don't be hard on yourself. Go easy on yourself and trust your intuition. Tap into your intuition and your gut, because Spirit really is excited for you to do that, for you to do that for yourself. As always, subscribe to the podcast if you enjoy it. Share it with a friend, family member. I will see you on the next episode. This podcast is really about helping you trust your own intuition and step into your power. If you'd like to work with me directly, you can learn more at juanfrancisco.co. That's juanfrancisco.co. And please remember to subscribe to the podcast and share it with a friend.